There we go. Well, happy Monday, everyone. For those of you who are in Orlando, welcome home. I hope everybody has had a small recovery time. I still can't talk the whole way. My throat's still all scratchy from screaming and hollering and crying and carrying on and everything. I'm still just mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. I can't even believe that all that happened. Humbled, grateful. There's no words. It was an unbelievable weekend. Right up there in the top, probably six best moments of my entire life, next to my salvation, my marriage, my child being born, and my grandchildren being born. It was up there. For those of you who were not in attendance, Singular gives an award called I Am Singular. It's the highest award that you could possibly earn. And for some crazy reason, I was the recipient of the 2022 I Am Singular Reward. Crazy. So I'm so thankful and so honored and so humbled. And, it's just, we don't do somebody asked me, well, how did you earn it? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. And our whole team, there's every single person on this team could have gotten up on that stage and taken this award because we all treat each other with respect. We are inclusive with everyone. All of those things about the I Am Singular that Mark Walker wrote, everyone on this team embodies that. And so, like I said, I fully expect every single year for one of y'all to earn it. So, and we set the example. That's what we're supposed to do. So I am so excited about tonight because we had, oh my gosh, there were 17 from our team that went to Fling with us this past weekend. And I'm going to tell you, I've been to every one since. I have not missed an event since 2015. My very first one was in October of 2015. And I am going to say this was the best event we've ever had. Just the realness, the rawness, just the way it was put together. I believe, to me, it was the best event that we've had. And what we took from it was, it is applicable stuff. It was stuff that we can take home and apply to our business. And the whole conference was around the power of you. And each speaker talked about the power of something in order to help you grow your business. And I'm telling you that they went above and beyond this time. Everything was chosen perfectly. The speakers were chosen. The ones that represented the topics, they were so point on. And I've never heard people in our organization so raw with things that they've gone through and just so real and so open. And, it's just, I'm telling you, they need to put tissues in their gift bags because I've never been to a conference that I didn't cry and you just feel it. For those of you who weren't there, I wish there was some way that I could just explain to you the feelings that you feel that you can't see through a screen. And it touches every emotion. We laughed till we cried, and we heard people speak that made us cry. And then other things happened where we cried. And then we laughed again till we cried. And, we've got the most amazing group of people leading us, and everything starts from the top and it just drips down on us, which makes us better. So I've asked some of the people that were here, that were with us this weekend, to talk 2 to 3 minutes and tell why, what one takeaway was. There's so many, it was so hard to choose, but just one takeaway from the weekend. And what it meant for you. So I'm just going to start with who I have, and she's probably going to have a heart attack. But Teresa, you're first on my page, so I'm going to go ahead and let you speak first, and y'all take some notes because this is some
Hey,
stuff.
Melissa.
Hello.
This is Russ. I thought I'd crash your party for a minute.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Hey, okay, so let me introduce you because we've got a lot of new people.
I love it.
This is our CEO of Singular. This is Russ Fletcher. Please take it away. You can have it.
Well, I have to laugh. So from every woman I know, I'm having a bad hair day, and I'm looking at you wearing a hat and some other people wearing hats. I'm going, we all just got back from Zing Fling. We're so tired. It's a hat hair day. So you got me in my t-shirt and shorts, sitting around my home this evening, and I just wanted to jump on and just say hello and congratulate you, Melissa, and your team on what a great, you got recognized as the I Am Singular Award winner, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But what a great team! I've been on here a couple of times this year, and the camaraderie and the bonding that you have with your team is palpable and real. I just love it, and so I just wanted to step in and give you a little some props for the award that you got. And I know that you would never sing your own praises, but for all of your team to know, there isn't a vote. It's not like I put out a poll and I say, who do you think should be? I don't do that. The decision is, well, there is a vote, but it's just my vote that counts. So there's one vote, but what I do is I go out and I ask people, who do they think most exemplified the values of the company? And every time I get 2 or 3 answers, and this time it was, so-and-so and Melissa Adams or so-and-so. Everybody had, a list of people, and on everybody's list was Melissa. Melissa, I think you deserve the fact that you do exemplify the values. You're a leader of leaders. You are terrific, and I just want to make sure that your whole team knew that.
Wow. So I've tried not to cry today. Thank you.
It actually says in the show flow. It says when it gets to my talk, it usually says, and Russ will make them cry somehow.
Oh yeah, every single time. But
it's not the goal, but it ends up being the result.
Well, I'll tell you, it's just, I've never done anything in this industry before Singular, and I learned from watching how you guys treated people, and I just wanted to lead my team by the example that you guys set. So I appreciate everything that y'all do for us.
So a few cynical people have reached out to me since the event, and I want to share some cynical remarks and then tell you my comments about them. At one point during one of the sessions, there was a baby that was fussing, and I went over and asked the mom if I could hold the baby. I'm a baby whisperer. When I hug a baby, they fall asleep. I think they look at me and they just go, "Oh, never mind." And they fall asleep. So I held this baby, and sure enough, within a matter of minutes, he was asleep because I'm super boring. And some people took pictures of it or posted it or something, and someone DM'd me and said, what was the word they used? I can't remember the exact word. I'm repressing it, but it was something like I was kissing a baby the way a politician does, almost using the baby as a prop for trying to show that I'm a real person. So I'm never going to stop doing that. I love babies, and that mama, I wanted to have focus on the event. I don't care if anybody took my picture. I wanted to hold that baby to help her and to snuggle a cute little baby for a few minutes. We want the whole person, and in order to ask for the whole person, you have to be the whole person. You have to be willing to be who you are, and that's who I am. It's not everybody. I just happen to really love babies, and that was a fussing baby that I thought I could help with. It wasn't for a photo op. It was more of a sense of, like I said, it was a baby that I loved. The other cynical comment I got was, a gentleman came up to me and he said, "I didn't come to Zing Fling to go to church." And he was specifically commenting about my reference of God in my final remarks. And for those of you who weren't there, one of the things that I said was, when my daughter came home from her car accident 2 years ago, which is amazing that it's 2 years now. I got a lot of messages that said God is good, and I understand the sentiment. They were so happy for us that our daughter was healthy. And the question that I find myself asking was, if she had died, would that have meant that God ceased to be good? And my answer to that is, of course not. And because my belief in God is so much a part of me, I use that in my remarks. And my belief is very simply this: if God asks me to do something, I already have the strength in me to do it, or he will provide it. And, traveling back and forth to Australia 7 times during that period, my wife staying over there for 3 months. I mean, that was a physical toll and an emotional and spiritual toll. And we were up to it. Not that we're such amazing, resilient people, but we do believe that when God presents a challenge, he's already given us the strength to get through it. And that's what I wanted to say. And I said to this gentleman, at least he had the courage to talk to me face to face, as opposed to hiding behind a Facebook post or some other form of anonymous. And I said to him, I want your whole self. And when you speak on stage, if your whole self does not include your belief in God, I will honor that, because that's who you are. This is who I am. I hope that you honor that. And to his credit, he shook my hand and he said, I appreciate the explanation. I will take it from that perspective going forward. So I don't want to monopolize your group meeting. I just thought I'd jump on and say how much we're proud of you, Melissa, and see if there are any questions I can answer for anybody before I go and wash my hair.
Monopolize it. You can have the whole thing. We could do this another time. Anybody have questions? Because he just opened it up.
While people are trying to regroup from the fact that I'm asking them to ask me things, I agree with you, Melissa. I thought this was the best group of specifically distributor speakers that I think we've ever had. If you have a chance to recap, your remarks I thought were remarkable. And so if the team didn't get a chance to see that, we'll put out recaps that are official from the company that will drip out here over the next little while. But I think that the virtual link is still live.
It just came out.
So I think one of the most important talks that anybody's ever given from the distributor perspective, I think, was the twins talk about community. I thought it was spot on in terms of, we do better when we go together. That's a trite little aphorism. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with someone else. I mean, but there's some truth to that. It's just, we have a remarkable culture, and culture isn't about money. Well, at least not ours. Our culture isn't about money. As we joke about in the corporate office, we're not about bikinis and Lamborghinis. That's not who we are. We're about real people, and it's about, holding a fussy baby, because that's just who I am and what I want to do. I actually had the occasion after the party was all done. We were huddling in the lobby there, outside where the party was, and there was a piano tucked underneath the stairs there. And so I went over and played the piano and sang with some distributors for an hour and a half. And my son heard the piano and he came down, he said, I knew it had to be you. I recognized those songs. I was like, well, he probably recognized the wrong notes I was playing.
Can I tell a story real quick about that?
Sure.
So when we were in Park City, it was my director's invitational at that time. There was a big, huge grand piano in the lobby. And I remember us all sitting around listening to you. I mean, for forever, playing this piano. And after you were diagnosed with Parkinson's, before you got your medication, I remember talking to you, and you told me one of the things you missed the most is being able to play the piano. And I came down the escalator yesterday. I got lost in the center, and I got lost. And coming down that escalator and seeing you playing the piano was probably one of the most touching moments and most emotional moments of the whole conference for me, because again, it just shows that you've still got a purpose, and you're not done by any means. And that was just amazing for me.
For me, that's playing the piano has always been sort of one of my comfort mechanisms when I need to bring my blood pressure down, or just sort of, clear out the cobwebs in my head. I can sit down and play for a few minutes and discovering that piano right there was a godsend to me, because I could sneak over there after a session or when everybody had gone to bed, just find a quiet minute and go unwind. And I unwound with a bunch of distributors on Saturday night.
That was awesome. That's so awesome. I saw the videos everywhere, but there's some comments. So hang on. There's some questions.
Once you pick the ones you want me to answer.
Okay. As independent distributors with the opportunity to do business in Costa Rica, Colombia, and soon Mexico, how does that work tax-wise once we have customers in those areas?
All of your income is paid in US dollars on US bank accounts. All the taxes are taken care of. You do not have to file any taxes in foreign countries because you're paid by a US entity on your US bank account. Regardless of where your downline is, your pay comes from us to you.
Perfect. And Nancy wants to say something. Nancy, there she is.
And I'm in my pajamas. So, but anyway, Russ, I took piano for 13 years. My mama would not let us quit. We had to take piano, and that's what I do too. My frustrations or anything, I go bang on them ivory keys, you know. But one thing I wanted to say about, I've not missed a live event since 2017 when I started. And I'm going to tell you what, every single time I'm there, I don't care who it is, you and Curtis, everybody. It's like I retired from the United States Postal Service, and there's not one postmaster general that would have given me the time of day to just walk up and and y'all hug, you know, and it's just like, whenever we talk about a family, I mean, you're my family. Everybody on here is my family. And I've never experienced anything like it, you know, and I know a lot of times, you know, when you get down in that little valley, sometimes you just feel like you just want to quit, but you know, y'all are the reason. Everybody on here, everybody is the reason that Nancy Gerald, I do not quit. I'm not going to. I ain't going anywhere. So this is the best place where I know I'm where I need to be. And it's proved every day. And I'm just re-energized again, going to Zine Fling. And I'm so glad we're back together again and we can do live events. But thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for loving us. And we love y'all.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Hillary?
So I know that you say whenever we go to these events to, you know, make your list of the points that resonate with you and then pick one topic to go home and work on. And I was just wondering, at Zing Fling, this event that we just left, what would be your one little tidbit or one little nugget that resonated most with you?
Oh, well, so it's interesting you should ask, because so much of what we speak on is targeted toward you that are doing this business indirectly. And my role is different. And so my takeaway is actually from Sarah Thomas, the woman who was the official, the NFL official. I was really taken by the fact that she said, hey, I didn't set out to be the first woman to do this. It was just something I wanted to do, and I wasn't going to let the barriers stop me. I love that, because as I look at my own life, you know, Melissa mentioned the Parkinson's disease. That's not going to stop me. The fact that, you know, there's this cloud potentially hanging over me, not really. I would be the one who put it there. She didn't step on the basketball court because she wanted to be the first girl basketball player. She didn't step on the football field because she happened to be. That was more a byproduct of her just wanting to achieve goals that she wanted. And that's I guess what I'm taking away. The things that I want are more, it's not I want to be, you know, the first this or the first that. I want to just tackle what I want to tackle in front of me and not worry about what are the barriers. The barriers are just there for me not to overcome. So I took that away from Sarah.
That's fantastic. I loved her so much. She was really good. Somebody else have something?
Can we just unmute and talk?
Hey, yes, go Pam.
Sorry, I think I jumped over somebody else. Just super briefly, Russ, David and I weren't able to attend this year. It was odd. We actually, we pray about all the stuff we do. We felt like we weren't supposed to go. And then David ended up singing at a funeral on Saturday. And we felt like that was probably part of it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for making the virtual option available. Because I imagine that's a hard call. And I know probably coming out of pandemic, you're thinking about it maybe a little bit more, but I just wanted to say that doesn't remotely replace the in-person experience at all. If we could have been there, that's the experience we wanted to have. But since not, we were able to do that and still gained so much and learned so much and felt so much love, even virtually. So I just wanted to thank you so much for making that option possible so that we didn't miss everything.
I appreciate that. That was actually a deep consideration. Was we get it. I mean, we're coming out of the pandemic, and travel is what it is. It's gotten more expensive, and timing was terrible with people's spring break and Easter and everything coming up. And so we thought we need to do something, and we hope that you recognize that you got something which you said, but you'd love to be with us the next time, because
Yes.
I got to tell you, there was a palpable moment when I announced Melissa's name as the I Am Zingular winner. The rip through the crowd, it wasn't even just a buzz, it was just like this explosion from every corner of the room. And somebody, I don't know who it was, I don't remember, was sitting behind you, Melissa, and they recorded your reaction as your name was called. And that recording is great, but the explosion of thunderous applause of caring and respect, I would put it, towards Melissa was great. So you can get it from the video, and I know you appreciate that. I'm glad that we were able to make that virtual option available, at least so you could get some of the feel of the whole event.
Yeah, thank you. We will, God willing, see you in the fall.
Yes.
Kansas City, here we
Oh, sorry.
I do have a question for you, Russ. So when I was on the flight back to Canada, they had a Epicure Spices. It's a Canadian company that's also in the US, and they had theirs. And I talked to the lady beside me, and we talked about the virtual event and how they were going to actually continue it, because yes, there was lots of people at the event, but always there are people who can't make it for all kinds of reasons. And she said, like, they had over 2,000 viewers. Is that something that we may consider? I mean, live events are definitely better and everyone should be there, but sometimes, things come up in people's lives and just can't make it.
So the answer is yes. We're pursuing all kinds of hybrid options as a permanent offering. The only reason why I'm hesitating in my answer is because what I don't want to have happen is people who've never been to an event defaulting to the hybrid because it's easier. It's one thing if, as people said, hey, we love the events, we're not planning to miss another one, we didn't feel right about this one, I had to sing at a funeral. That's a great reason to want to stay home. What I don't want to have happen is for people to go, oh, well, it's the same if they've never been. If you've been and you understand what you're missing and you don't want to miss in the future, but circumstances keep you from going, we want to make the virtual available to you. I just don't know how to enforce that, right? How do I say, well, you can't have the virtual link? I mean, I'm not going to say that, sort of, you haven't been to an event, so you can't have the virtual link. That doesn't work either. But we're trying to figure out a hybrid model that works for everybody. But I do believe that at least some part of virtual is here to stay.
Yeah. And Dawn Abbott, I think, wanted to say so. You got time for just a couple more?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll make it quick. It's just a comment. It was funny when I heard the comment made that this would have only been my second Zing Fling. I've been here since 18. I came in the middle of 18. So I went to Zing Fling in 19. So this is only my second fling. But I haven't missed all the events. So it was really weird to hear somebody me say that this was just my second fling. I'm like, no, it's not. I argued about it, but yeah, it is. It's my only fling. But anyways, what I wanted to say, and it kind of piggybacks off of what y'all are talking about as far as the virtual, I've been to all the live events since 2019 and watched all the virtuals as well. they all were amazing. My first one in Dallas will always hit home because that was my first one and I was so amazed. But, and I'm gonna cry, this event, and it's not because who y'all picked to be the I Am Singular. I could not be any more proud of that decision. But this event resonated with me more than any of the other ones that I have been to or been to virtually. The speakers, the keynote speakers, y'all. I just this one, I don't know what it was. I have no idea what hit home with this one, but it was just amazing. And then to top it all off is to see somebody that's adopted me. And when the I Am Singular, and I couldn't be any more happy with this event. It was amazing, Russ. I can't thank y'all enough.
I'm so glad, Don. And that's kind of weird that it's your second fling, even though you've been to 4, because we've had the virtual ones. That's an interesting way to think about it. It's like the people born on leap year, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
Right. Yeah. That was a weird concept. When they said it, I was like, there's no way I've only been, this can't be my second fling, but it is. So, but thank y'all.
If there are no other questions, I'll just give one more comment and then I'll turn it back over to you guys for your own meeting. If you've come to the event and been inspired by anything that was said, or how you felt or how you were treated, and you don't find someone else to bring that wasn't there this time to the next one, then it was just an exercise in feeling good. It wasn't an exercise in changing our lives. In other words, if the event felt good and inspired you, but it didn't inspire you to change anything, then it was just a feel-good moment. It's sort of like, a nice well-cooked meal that goes away. You enjoyed it while you were there, but it didn't change anything. So my challenge to each of you is to find that one thing, as I think it was Hillary that was saying a minute ago. What are you taking away? What are you going to change? What are you going to do differently that makes this event not just a wonderful weekend, but a mile marker along the path of your becoming more journey? We want the best for you. We want you to bring your whole self to who we are at Singular, and we want, in return, we promise you our whole selves, from our goofy, lip-syncing selves to heartfelt hugs to speeches and to playing the piano. You got the gamut of my whole self here. The only thing you didn't get to see this time because they weren't there is my love and my devotion to my family, because they weren't in attendance this time. I want your whole self to come, and in order to do that, I have to be willing to give my whole self. So figure out what that one thing is that you're going to work on, or change, or improve, or reemphasize, whatever it is, and make this not just an exciting event that we held together, but a chance for you to use this as a milestone on your incredible journey to become more.
Wow. Thank you so much, Russ. We love you. And you can crash my party anytime. Just know that you're always welcome anytime you want to jump on.
Well, you're great, Melissa, and you know that I think the world of you and your whole team. And I'm going to jump off here and have some dinner with my family.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye. Wow. So, okay. I don't even know where to go from there, to be honest with you. Y'all don't want to miss these Zooms. I'm just going to tell you, you never know what's going to happen on these Zooms, ever. For all of you who are jumping on that are adopted into our team, he does this quite often. And it just blows my mind every single time. And I get tongue. And there's not much that makes me speechless. Y'all said, Kristen Sharon. Girl, hey, I just saw you. Oh my goodness. There's not much that makes me speechless. Y'all know I can talk, but that's pretty darn special. I don't care who you are, and just wow. So I guess we'll just what time is it? Let's get through a few. I want to, it's 9:30. I do want to get through a few. Does anybody, I mean, I feel like we should, I don't even know. We should just stop and pray. I don't even know what to do right now. I am just like flabbergasted right now. And I know that he's busy. I know he just got home, and that's just an honor. Let's just go through a couple. And you know what? We're not going to. We're going to do another Zoom this week and go over fling. I think that there's nothing better that could have happened just now than to have our CEO himself come on, answer questions, talk about the event. And does anybody just have anything that they just want to say? That they just have in their heart that they want to say?
I want
You
to
are
say that looking at booking my tickets for the airplane for October. That's what I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
doing for the last 30 minutes.
Yes.
Is looking at my airplane tickets, and
I've
I'm
already
ready
gotten
now.
registered. I've already gotten registered, and I want to tell y'all know my sister showed up to surprise me, and she said after it was over with, she's like, I want to go to Kansas City with y'all. So it was, and she's not even, she's not even a distributor. She was there to support me, and she felt that whole team camaraderie, and she felt a belonging, and she felt what we feel, and that tickles me to death. She's actually on here tonight, so she's working, so she couldn't talk, but that was pretty special to me. Yeah, get booked, get your tickets. Leaders are born at events. They're born at events when you see and feel and just have that emotional attachment to it. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, guys are not exempt to the emotional attachment on that you get when you go to those events. So I'm just going to Tony.
I can attest to that.
He cried like a baby, y'all. He did, and we love him for it too. So, and I know he's already excited about, he's got 2 new distributors on here, and we're so excited about, do you want to tell everybody the name of your team?
Team Livewire.
And why? Desiree?
I don't know. I have to look at the definition, but yesterday on the way home, we were driving about 4, and I was just searching that out, and I went to something, but it's along the lines of an ambitious person or people going after their desires is the sort of the definition of Livewire. And that is us. We're ambitious to get to the top and to be a light for other people around us, and to be able to help anybody and everybody that we possibly can. And this is, I've said it before, but this is our time, and we're here, and we just, we're on fire, and I love it. I love it. Just, it's down deep, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
I'm excited too. Who got out of their comfort zone this weekend? I want to see hands, because I know Deborah Sellers did, and I know Teresa did. Who else got out of their comfort zone this weekend? Okay, I see somebody on here that says Zoom user. I do not know who you are. I don't know what your name is. I see her hand up though, so I'm not sure who it is. And anybody else get out of their comfort zone? I'm trying to scroll through and look. Because what was the comment that someone said about comfort and what? Unmute if you remember.
Comfort and growth do not coexist.
Yes.
Me and Hillary said it at the same time.
That's
you go,
it.
girl.
Comfort and growth do not coexist. Hey, Reardons, I just saw y'all too. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
I just got the notification, but that training on Room at the Top tonight with Kala and and Lori Ulrich and Chanel. That's going to be a good one. So even if y'all
Yeah.
don't catch the whole thing when we get off of here, go back and watch the recording because that one's going to be good.
Yeah. So we're going to just, we're just not going to do this tonight. We're going to do another Zoom this week and recap Zing Fling. But for now, I think that can't be any better, and I'm not going to try to top it or try to add to it. So we're just going to go ahead and end it. And I'm going to declare Ephesians 3:20 over this team. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly, not just this team, every person on here. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask because we honor him. His blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. We are in the right place at the right time. And I declare a boldness to rise up in each one of us. God is going to open supernatural doors. People are going to seek us out, and we are going to rise in the ranks because we give him the honor and glory for it all. Love y'all so much. Have a great night.